right, we just completely painted this thing in 9 hours flat. Metalwork, body filler, and paint. Stay tuned if you want to see how we did it. All right, so as you can see, we got a good one for you in this video. We are painting up this thing. I don't even know what this thing is. Mike, what car is this? 31 Roadster. And what we're doing is we're doing this DIY style for y'all. They wanted to spray this in the backyard, and I was like, dude, look at this. It's hot. I was like, you don't want to do this out in the backyard in the sun. You want to at least do this inside your shop. So I said, I have a shop. Let's do this together at the shop. But trust me, this is going to be rough. We're going to bang this thing out DIY style, so stay tuned. So the plan right now, Mike's got some gashes he's going to weld up real fast, and we are doing this with a straight up 120 volt welder, Art Captain on gas. So Mike's going through here and welding up. This car had like gashes in it. All right, all over it, gashes. He's just gonna stitch all this up. I'm gonna come behind him and do some body work. This thing is a cruiser. He drives this thing all over. And I said, let's just get some freaking paint on this thing so that it can stop rusting. Didn't he come from out like the desert? San Francisco Pier to Curie Beach Pier. So this thing has got some freaking miles on this thing, dude. So this is as big of a driver as you could freaking get. You can't get more of a driver in this hot rod. So finally, when he was out west, they didn't have to really worry about the rust because there wasn't as much humidity. But then when he moved here to the East Coast side, it started rusting up. So it's time to get some epoxy on it since you can daily drive it. We're going to put an ALK 200 over this, just a fast single stage, and we're going to bang this all out in one night. It's about 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, and we're not going home until this thing is completely bodywork, epoxy primered, and then painted. All right, so take this even farther. I went to Napa and bought some Upol. This is DIY level body fillers. This is brand new in a can. This is not the stuff that I use at my shop normally. The stuff I use normally, which I guess you can call amateur professional, would be, I've been using this USC special lightweight filler. All right, we're not going to use that tonight. So let's put this to the side and bust out a mixing stick. What we are using on this one, this is like $30 a gallon. We're going to use Upol. All right, part number is going to be UP0920, I'm pretty sure. All right, and this is not a direct to metal filler, meaning that you need to do some kind of prep work on your filler. Now, beyond what everybody believes, you don't have to put epoxy primer down in order to do body work on top of. But the body filler does need a either mechanical adhesion or a chemical adhesion. If you put epoxy down first, you've now created a chemical adhesion, meaning that the body filler will stick to the epoxy without sanding. If you don't put epoxy first, you got to have a mechanical adhesion, meaning that you're going to need to sand it. You either need to sand it like a 40 grit or 80 grit. So we're going to start out with 80 grit in the areas. We're going to get them scuffed up, and I'm going to start slinging filler. They are going to hit every single panel with 180 grit, and then we're going to put epoxy primer over that just to lock this metal down and to lock my body filler down that's on there to help keep moisture from getting in. Now, yes, the metal can sweat and all that, but we're not, again, this is as DIY as you can freaking get. Scuffing the metal, body filler, epoxy, single stage, send it back down the road. Again, all I'm doing with the body work is just trying to get this stuff as close as I can, as fast as I can. What Mike's doing, I would barely consider metal work. I don't know, Mike, that's pretty decent, dude. I mean, for 5 minutes, I mean, it's pretty decent. I mean, just rolling absolutely ridiculously fast. The panels are not going to be perfectly straight. We're just trying to get them, most of it out so that it's presentable. I mean, the paint that's going on it alone is not, to put it in terms, it's kind of not worth perfectly straight panels. So, yeah, I got to give me something to work with. But I do cave and pave pretty decent, but I'm having to pave whole entire parking lots here because the metal is pushed in pretty huge. Push your filler too far, it'll start getting clumpy like that, like this, and it sucks to work with when it gets like that. All right, figure quick update. We just been busting tail. As you can see, the sun's went down, but look at this thing. It is, do you know what time it is, Mike? I don't even know, I ain't paid attention. 8:11. And all I got is this last little area right here. Let's see how deep we are in the body filler right now. This ain't been no joke, man. So it's about like right here. So we've almost put, I don't know, we put 75% of a gallon, 3/4 of a gallon on this thing tonight. It's not straight. Technically, this whole cow would need to be swiped out, but we're done. Sun's down. We got till dark. Look at this. It looks like it snowed out here from the fans blowing it all out. But this is decent. It's not perfectly straight, but this thing's gonna look good. Now we're just trying to push and get this thing to washing. We're gonna Scotch Brite, soap, water. That's just what I do. I know a lot of people would not like to do that in bare metal, but it's what I do. And then dry it off, and we're gonna try to get the shop blowed out, cleaned out, and get this thing in the booth. All right, so unfortunately when we get to the booth part, I'm gonna try to limit the filming because we do have this fluorescent light over here that the ballast is bad in it, so it does flicker, and I know that irritates the piss out of people watching and it flickering. There's nothing I can do about it. It's after 9 o'clock at night. I'm definitely not replacing a ballast, and I don't replace it during the week because I'm so freaking busy. We just paint it as is. I normally don't film in my booth a lot, but we're basically just masking up the front with plastic and not really worried about overspray on too much other stuff. The car is going black. Of course, we'll try to keep the primer off of it. If this is a high-end job, you'd be back taping the whole bottom of the car and having the plastic go all the way to the ground so that no primer gets on the frame or anything like that. But we're not really too concerned about none of that with this one. We're just taping basically the bare minimum. We're gonna try to get some inside the vehicle, outside, everything. We got a little bit more drying to do in here to get water out. I just do mine where I wash them. I mean, it's just my personal preference. I know a lot of body shops do not wash theirs no more, but if I'm gonna paint something, I prefer it clean. We know now that this thing has no dust in it. It's clean, everything is scrubbed with Dawn dish soap. All we have to do is we have to deal with the water, making sure it's not wet. You wanna make sure, if you're gonna wash yours, you wanna make sure your body filler's not wet. You don't want water sitting in here. This is all porous. Normally, once you do this for a living, or you do this more than once, if you pay attention, you'll actually be able to see the body filler dry out. So as long as you watch it, you'll be able to see the moisture come right out of it if you're using an air blower. So we still got to run over this. That's what I'm about to do. But that's where we're at. All we're doing now is just running over it with a wax and grease remover. Pretty much any wax and grease remover will work. We just want to, even though we wiped it down with Dawn, scuffed it up, we still want to make sure there's no wax or grease on it. I have no clue what this is. This is some stuff they were given by a buddy to put on this. It's some kind of etch stuff. We're gonna put this on first. This mixes 1-to-1, I've been told. I'm going off of what another painter said. So let's hope. I've never actually shot this. Let's hope this works. I don't even know what this crap is. All right, now yes, this is a Harbor Freight paint gun, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that basically my Harbor Freight paint gun is tooted up. It has been tuned. The head of it is basically drilled out so that it flows more fluid. It's a little trick I learned, and it really makes these things hammer on the fluid. So no, if you get a purple Harbor Freight gun right out the box, yours is probably not going to flow the thicker paints as fast as what I'm using. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, because a lot of people are going to ask PSI settings and all that stuff. I don't even run pressure regulators on my guns. I just adjust them, as you can see, every now and then from the bottom of the handle. I have no clue what pressure I'm spraying at. This line comes straight off my air compressor where it's just wide open, everything the compressor will give me. Right there, I just manually adjust it off of the sound and the way it's spraying. So I, unfortunately, don't have any settings to pass to you. I've tried the regulators and stuff. I just don't like it. I simply look at my material, how it's laying down, and how it sounds. If it's too much air, which will dry the paint out in midair before it hits the panel, or if it's not enough air, which means basically it's not busting the material up before it hits the panel. It's just how I paint. So that's the etch. The only thing I'm worried about is that. Can y'all see that? So that's where it's basically drying back. So what you really need to do is, if you're doing your project correctly, it would be etch primer now. Now the etching locks down the body filler and it locks everything down. Now you can do etching primer first and then do your body work over top, but you're gonna fight with where you sand your body work to the metal. It's gonna go back raw metal again. You're still gonna have to etch primer again. So yeah, you'll have some etching primer behind some of the body work, but it's just, everybody's gonna tell you different. You know, there's a million people are gonna tell you all sorts of different ways. They do make body filler, I think I said at the beginning of this video, that is made direct to metal. It has a chemical in it that inhibits rust and stuff, and this does not, but that's the reason why we just locked it with this. Now you can technically still form rust and moisture between the body filler and the metal because of the backside. So if the metal sweats, then it can get rust between the body filler and the metal, and it could still fail also. So paintwork is one of them things where if you ask 100 people, there's gonna be 100 different answers. But they've been doing it like this for years, and both ways. So pick whatever you want. But that's etching primer. We're letting that kick off for 20 minutes. I don't have the data sheet on this. I'm kind of winging it. This was just some junk literally given to us. Mike, you completely missed a hatchet mark. That was supposed to be welded up. Yeah. We're not worried about the inside. I really want to focus on getting the outside. I'm gonna do one good coat on the outside and see how much it takes. And if I feel like I have enough paint, then I will probably hit some of the inside. But he is purchasing a bed liner kit, and he is gonna do some of the bed liner on the inside. So that's where we're at. All right, so the paint we're using, this is gonna be an ALK 200. Basically, this is just single stage. So single stage equipment trailer paint. So any trailer paint, equipment paint should work. We're mixing this one to 16:1, 16 parts paint, 1 part hardener. So this is gonna be a wet look hardener, basically giving the equipment paint more of that actual car automotive look. Out of here. All right, let's see what we got real fast. Let's cut this off. We're just gonna get a quick glimpse of it real fast, and then I'll show you what it looks like outside tomorrow, because the light flickering in here does suck. You could definitely see pinholes in it. You see right there? You know, on this channel, we don't hide anything. Oh, I did put a run in it right there. I was trying to honestly lay this one on wet because of all the pinholes. And I was trying to fill in the pinholes, but it can bite you like that. It looks good though, but the reason why it looks so good, I mean, it's a little orange pilly, but it is single stage. This is trailer paint. This stuff is made for industrial applications, not a car. So to get it to look that good and that good of a reflection on the car, man, that's good. That's trailer paint. That's crazy. This is what they paint tractors with and trailers. But to get it to look that glossy, you've got to lay it on wet. But you don't want to lay it on so wet that it runs, even though it happens. But you can also try to fill in pinholes with it. But I mean, that's just what it is. So we're gonna see what this thing looks like outside, and I will try to point out flaws and stuff like that for y'all so that you know, basically kind of like if you skip stuff, what the end results look like. That way you can determine if you want to put the extra time into yours or if this is good enough for you.
Everything has a plow on the back.
Look at that. Pulling out of here. Oh, it went away. It's literally 12 o'clock. All right, let's see. 11:54. No, we beat 12 o'clock.
Look at that!
Mike ain't what?
Mike was from the West Coast. He wasn't ready last night.
Oh, the guys from the guys from the West Coast, they don't get down like us from the East Coast.
I guess not. They get down like that.
No, they do these garages, man. They don't got the whole thing.
So if they do it in their garage, oh look, I got another run in there because I was trying to wet that pocket out. Does these get door panels over them eventually?
Yeah. Yeah, that's all good.
Where are the bolts for this?
Right here.
So the West Coast don't get down like the East Coast. The East Coast, we get it all in with 2 pizzas, 2 Cokes in 9 hours.
It's tractor paint.
And some tractor paint. That turned out good though. It really did. So how many runs I got? I got one inside the door that gets covered up with a door panel. And see, like, I wouldn't have pushed it this thick if it wasn't black, but I knew black is going to be so orange pilly that I knew that the only hope in making this decent would be pushing it thick. Oh, and then look, that sucks because of how the windshield or the thing was taped up. Yeah, so that's going to have to be taped off. Either trim black or pick up a can of gloss black rattle can when you're at Advance.
Yeah.
And just mask right there and just rattle can through there. Trim black might look good though and set that little piece off.
I didn't bring no glasses with me today, so I'm going to be working blind.
One in the door, and then I knew I had these are sags, or were basically sags, they're not runs. So it's where the paint started getting saggy, and the reason why it started getting saggy there is because you see this right here. This was all of our body filler, and there's pinholes all in it. We got some of the pinholes out with Dolphin Glaze, but being we did not primer this, again, I was trying to lay it on thick, and it was just that's where it was about to let go, but it hung on for dear life, and it didn't turn into a run, but it does give it that just falling down look.
Run over a sag.
So to me, this is a sag, Mike. Like, these are where it didn't quite run. The paint just started sagging down heavy, like you see right here.
So run, you got to get the drip on it.
Yeah. Well, like inside, yeah, up there on that right there, I classified that as a run. See, I got the surf wave. Where we've been surfing. That's a run, in my opinion. It's easier to cut a sag out. Like if we're doing a high-end job and we get sags, I'm cool. They're not that bad. Runs is when you get them heads and stuff on them.
It's going to run down the road.
Yeah, it's gonna run down the road.
A
So,
lot of miles too, right, Mike?
yeah.
With no blocking and priming, you can see where it was stamped in the metal, where the metal was stamped in the dies.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you can see that line right there, kind of.
Yeah, that's where it was stretched in the dies when they pressed it.
Yeah. Yeah, and like technically this body filler right here is a little too heavy. There's too much body filler. So you can see how our radius is like this and then it goes flat. But see, this is when you're starting with straight metal, you have to either spray guide coat on it and block it by hand in order to find your highs and lows, or you need a reflection. And see, I'd rather do exactly like this. I'd rather put a cheap paint job on it and then sand on my cheap paint job later. So that's basically what he's going to do. Is this is just temporary to stop it from rusting, and then probably over the winter or so, he's going to come through here and actually literally sand all this fresh paint, start blocking some of this out. So it's a primer. Primers are porous. They're sponge, like basically they absorb paint and they absorb moisture. So the single stage, it won't absorb the moisture. So this will protect the car while he's driving it temporary until he's ready to work on it. And then he could put primer back on them areas that he's doing body work on. But now he's got a reflection that he can easily see where all the flaws are. So like this side over here, literally, like he don't even need to touch. Like there's one area right here that could be hammered and dollied. And then the door handles need some attention where they've been pulled on over the years. They're not straight. But this door over here, this door edge needs some attention, little bit. Besides that,
you'll see the high and low.
yeah, but this side literally don't need to be touched. Like there is no work needs to be done on this side. There's no work that needs to be done on this lower piece. This body work needs to be finished out. We rushed it. We just didn't get enough taken down.
Man, it's 9 hours.
9 hours.
9 hours to make it stop rusting.
9 hours from metal work to body filler, hammer, dolly, body filler, disassemble, everything through paint. And I mean, we got the trunk lid on the inside and the out. All that done, looks good. All the door jambs. I mean, this thing is just absolutely freaking solid for a driver. So the grill we got done on the inside and out. Basically how I did the grills, I flipped it once. I did the inside and then flipped it, and then the inside only got one coat. Whereas outside got two coats. You kind of gotta, if you're doing everything in one run, you gotta decide how you're gonna do it. But this thing's just absolutely sweet. What year was this again?
You gotta go behind it right there. There you go. Right there. 31.
31?
Yeah.
And then what did you say about the front axle, Mike?
It's original axles.
Original.
Heat it up and drop. Everything about it's like hot rod stuff.
So original axle, but heated up to drop it down. What do you heat up? Oh, you heat the ends up?
Yeah, right past the wishbone right there.
This used to be straight. And then you put it.
Oh, that used to be straight.
Yeah, you put a bend in it.
It gives it like a 4-inch drop.
Holy crap. Who did that?
Buddy of mine in Phoenix, the Haygood Brothers. They own a
So,
hot rod shop in Phoenix.
so I'm guessing when they heat that up and bend that, they have to make sure the alignment's right.
Yeah,
like dead on.
So they got to put it in a jig.
A jig, okay.
Heat it up and they press it and keep the kingpins where they need to be.
Gotcha. I think I've seen somebody doing that on YouTube.
If anybody wants to check it out, go check that stuff out because it's cool to watch how they do that.
Is the frame original?
It's an original Model A frame. Yeah, it's been boxed.
I got you.
And there's like a 2-inch kick up in the back just to get it a little lower.
Gotcha. Besides that, it's all pretty much just original stuff. You know, was the motor original?
No, nailhead.
Nailhead.
That motor's out of a 59 Buick. Oh, man.
And you drove this all the way from Cali to North Carolina?
I drove it from Cali back to Arizona and then to North Carolina now.
Cali, Arizona, North Carolina.
Yep. So,
wow.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. I got a picture of it in Huntington Beach, and then when I got here, I went straight to Kerr Beach, so I got as far west as I could go, as far east as I could go, man. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, are you gonna, before you put the wood back on, are you gonna go ahead and like maybe stain it and put some poly on it or something?
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use that bed liner stuff.
On the wood?
No, all everywhere it touches, then put the wood on top of it, and then that wood's just there to wrap upholstery.
Yeah.
Man. So the seat's gonna go.
Also, when it's upholstered, you won't see this strip of wood that's up here?
No, because the top goes, that's actually where the convertible top attaches to, so when it folds down and then folds up, it stays attached to that wood.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, man. Oh, sweet.
Me too.
Yeah, killed it.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. Alright, I need to find those bolts.
We could spend a weekend on this thing now. And it'd be good to go.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely.
It's great like it is.
Yeah, it 100%. So if anybody's also wondering, is some of the filler that we put on actually has to come back off, because some of this area, like these bylines right here, like you can make them out of filler, but to do it right, I would grind this little area out right here. I'd hammer and dolly all that straight, and then grind some of this area out, hammer and dolly this stuff nice and straight.
And that's the worst part of it right there, where it was hit.
Yeah.
That's the worst part of it.
And then since you already have filler on there, you just basically then what you'll do is you'll do your new filler work, and then you'll sand your existing filler into your new filler. and get it nice and straight. So you don't have to necessarily you don't have to like strip this thing down to metal or nothing. Just the trouble areas need to be stripped. So like around this door handle, they're gonna have to do welding on here. This thing was, the cuts in it, I don't remember if I said it at the beginning of this video, was axe. So an older guy got mad at his wife and took an axe to the side of this thing. And that's the reason why all the cuts were in it. So that's one that Mike actually missed welding up. But being this metal was bent, that's why my body work just does not look good, and it's curved around it because we didn't straighten this out. So he'd have to come in here and basically needs to like grind the body filler out right here, straighten that metal, and then you'll sand into the existing body filler. So it's a good foundation. There's another dent down here. It goes like that. You see it in reflection. So it's a good start. Like there's meat and potatoes on the bones now that when they're ready to block on it, they just go through and finish straightening it. And anywhere that's trouble areas, you just simply grind it down. It's not that big of a deal. So all the body work can be done again. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video a little bit better than the others. This is straight up traditional hot rodding at its finest. Like this, you can't get more than this. This is 3 buddies getting together, pounding this thing out 9 hours, 2 pizzas, 2 Coca-Colas, and tractor paint. I mean, you literally can't get more of a hot rod than that on a 31.
Yeah, now these are turned.
You got all this in the truck already. Air conditioning stuff for him.
What are we talking about? It's got all the air conditioning in the world. It ain't even got a top.
He's gonna remount the battery and everything tonight. He's gonna sink that down into the floor.
Why is this guy in my dumpster?
Cold on a nice warm day.
Cold.
You know, takes a minute. Wow.